And guys, in this next news story, an organised crime gang has been jailed for a total of 41 years after police intercepted a multi-million-pound drugs importation. Around 70 kilos of coke and 632 kilos of ket, with a combined estimated street value of £24 million, was seized from two vans which were stopped on the A26 in Maresfield on the 26th of July 2023. The Class A and B substances concealed in 30 cardboard boxes had been shipped into the UK by a lorry driver, Pavel Budsko, who travelled into New Haven port via ferry. From there, it was arranged for the drugs to be transported into the back of two vans at a secluded location nearby. The Ford Transit Connect was driven by Charlotte Moore. Stephen Norris was the passenger. The Vauxhall Cambo van was driven by Abdul Surabi. All three were arrested and remanded in custody as the case was investigated. Sussex Police's Serious Organised Crime Unit and the drugs and vehicles were seized. Budsko had evaded police but was later arrested entering the UK again on the 28th of September, and he was also remanded in custody. In the meantime, officers conducting inquiries with the NCA, which revealed another overseas drug ring had been attempted by Moore and Norris just 2 months before their arrest. In May 2023, Border Force officials intercepted a number of packages at Calais Eurotunnel terminal on its journey from Belgium into the UK. The lorry driver on that occasion was Kirill Laptesiu, and the packages contained the DNA of Morris and Norris. Mobile phone analysis placed the couple in Belgium just weeks before the drugs were intercepted in Calais. During that time, Moore used Google to translate "I am looking for cardboard moving boxes" into French before making two purchases at IKEA on the 3rd and 4th of May 2023. The suspects were subsequently charged as follows and sentenced when they appeared at a Crown Court. So, Norris and Moore from Hull were both charged with being concerned to supply 70 kilos of coke and 632 kilos of ket. Norris was found guilty and jailed for 10 years. Moore was found guilty, jailed for 13 years. You got Budsko. He got found guilty and was sentenced to 9 years imprisonment. Lapetisiu, he was jailed for 9 years. And Surabi, he pleaded not guilty and was actually acquitted. Detective Constable Laura Pettifit of Sussex SOCU said the seizure of this substantial amount of drugs, the largest ever seizure in Sussex, comes as a result of excellent collaborative work between Sussex Police and the NCA. The sentences imposed reflect the extremely serious nature of the offences committed and are a testament to the hard work of all the teams involved from Sussex Police, the NCA and the CPS. Sussex Police will continue to pursue organised crime groups and investigate those involved in the supply of illegal drugs. Illegal drugs cause harm and misery to those that become addicted to them and to their family and friends, often linked to other crimes being committed to fund their addiction. This in turn impacts our wider communities and affects us all at the cost to society remains high. Although drugs offences are victimless crimes, the way these organised crime groups operate pose a significant risk to vulnerable young people who find themselves being dragged into the drugs world and potentially being exploited. The NCA Operations Manager Rachel Bramley said these convictions are testament to the collaborative work between the NCA, Border Force and Sussex Police. This crime group sought to flood the south of England with drugs for their own financial gain, without any care for the misery their harmful commodities bring to our communities. Drug dealing is directly linked to gang violence and the exploitation of vulnerable people and children across the UK. At the NCA, we are committed to pursuing the organised criminals responsible for running drug supply chains and ensuring they have their day in court. And in this next news story, a woman stabbed her boyfriend to death, then claimed that a fella had jumped in through the window and attacked him. Amanda McDonnell left her victim with a fatal knife wound to the chest after arming herself in self-defence, having become embroiled in a drunken row at a friend's flat in Boothall. After being found cradling a dying partner in her arms, she told police officers, "I ain't done anything to him." Liverpool Crown Court heard that the couple lived together in Boothall, but their relationship was described as being volatile and characterised by mutual dependency on alcohol. Benjamin Aina, the prosecutor, outlined how they would often have verbal arguments after drinking, with the police having been called out to disturbances involving the two previously. The victim was said to have alleged violence by McDonnell on 7 occasions between September 2022 and September 2023, while she'd also accused him of subjecting her to violent behaviour 7 times, stretching from the summer of 2022 until October last year. Shortly before 1 o'clock in the morning, both parties visited a Shell petrol station with their dog and bought alcohol for themselves and a homeless man on the forecourt. They were then seen on CCTV leaving towards Church Walk, where they entered a flat of a friend via the window as the other male walked in the direction of Crosby. The night cashier at the garage recalled the victim or the defendant returning at around 6 o'clock in the morning with a red mark near to one of her eyes and a slash mark on top of her chest. The 44-year-old purchased more alcohol and cigarettes before leaving again. The Northwest Ambulance Service later received a call from a person at around 7 o'clock in the morning stating that another man had been stabbed, and which the prosecutor said was information must have inherited from the defendant, who could be heard in the background in extreme distress saying he's lost a lot of blood. Officers arrived around 10 minutes later and found the gravely injured man in McDonald's arms with his hoodie covered in blood. She claimed that her boyfriend had a fight with a fella, and when asked whether he'd been stabbed, she said, "I think so." Police constables noticed that she was slurring her words and unsteady on her feet, while her clothing was bloodstained and she had injuries including a bloody nose and a cut above her eye, with a lump and bruising to her forehead. After being taken into the bedroom and questioned over the incident, McDonald replied that that fucking fella came in and fucking attacked him through that fucking window. He jumped through the window and just attacked him. He was at the garage. They might have had a security camera. You could probably see who they are. McDonald said that this man had also punched her in the face, and an officer tried to stop him from getting out, and he attacked me. He tried to pull me back and he attacked me. I think he had cocaine or crack or something. I don't know. I didn't see nothing. I just seen him and then he ran. I ran after him. I said, "Get out of the house. I don't like you." And he just started fucking attacking me. He said, "I'd never seen him, but they're on CCTV over there in the Shell garage. That's the first time I've ever seen him. I can't believe he jumped through the window and attacked him." When asked why Mr. Hand had been attacked, McDonald replied drugs and said he owes money. After being arrested on suspicion of attempted murder, she said, "I can't be dealing with drugs, should he?" McDonald was told she was being taken to custody at a police station, at which stage she stated, "I haven't done anything to him." The kitchen knife used to inflict the stab wound was subsequently recovered from a drawer in the kitchen. The victim, meanwhile, was rushed to Aintree Hospital by ambulance, having suffered 2 to 3 inch wound under his left armpit. However, he was pronounced dead at around 10 o'clock the same morning. Under interview, McDonald told detectives they both had been drinking at home from around 4 o'clock the previous day, and the victim consumed around 8 to 12 cans of lager and a quarter box of wine, while she had drank the remainder. Around midnight, she reported that she had stopped drinking and made a cup of tea, but her partner wanted more and more and more, and allegedly began battering her and pulling her hair. The victim was then said to have poured the tea over her before smashing the cup against the wall, and Miss McDonald thereafter agreed to go with him to buy more alcohol from the petrol station, where they purchased 8 cans of beer, vodka, wine, as well as some more beers for a man who had asked them for some money. So McDonald admitted manslaughter on the basis of excessive self-defense, and appearing in the dock, she was jailed for 8.5 years, a term which will be required to serve 2/3 behind bars before becoming eligible for release on license. Sentencing judge said, "The victim had been described as a likeable and intelligent man, a larger-than-life character and a gentle giant. He was a man who loved the company of others and enjoyed listening to music. His violent death has brought pain and sadness to the lives of many people who loved and cared for him." He turned around to the defendant and said, "You are responsible for that loss, and you must now be punished for it." Once again, I just want to say rest in peace to the victim, and my condolences go out to your family. But there's a number of stories coming out from the streets of the UK. It's your boy GT. Keep it locked, keep it real.